Hey everyone, this is Rachel with Rachel's Wig Reform. Today I have a brand new wig to show you, and I'm also going to show you a few little tricks and techniques for styling this wig and modifying the part on it. Let's start with the review first. This is straight out of the box. I have not even brushed this wig yet. Right out of the box. This is Jon Renau, Elle, in the color Palm Springs Blonde. So let's talk about the cap construction first. It has a full lace front on it, which is done super, super well. It has a full monofilament top, and there is no permatease in this wig. And then the rest of the cap construction is your basic open wefted cap style. The density of this wig, I think, is perfect. This is a longer bob style. I believe they call them lobs because it's a longer lob. It's new to me. I'm trying to catch up with everything and all the new hairstyle names that they have out there. But the density in this wig, I think, is perfect for a straight style and for the longer bobs. It's not too thick. It's not too thin. It has some long layers in it to kind of add to the style. It has some face framing pieces around the front. I think this is a very well done wig, especially right out of the box. I don't think this looks too bad. There is some bedhead, or I should say box hair. That's what we call it with wigs. This is just kind of pushed to the one side, and there's like there's some indentations over in here that I can see when I put it on, but I'm not sure how well it's coming through in the video. Let me do a spin for you. The back. Again, I think this wig has good movement to it. Side. And then back to the front again. Cute wig. I'm liking it. I love Palm Springs Blonde, although it does normally come out of the box a little shiny. There's kind of some box hair right here too with some indentations, and it's causing this flip. But this stuff is all easily fixable. It's kind of like waking up with bedhead. You spray some water on it, you comb it out, you fix it. You do the same thing with a wig. But let's talk about modifying the part on a wig. This is a full monofilament top, which means I can make this part on either the right or the left-hand side. I could also do it down the center if I wanted to. So when you read the description on a full monofilament top, it says, you know, you can modify the part. It's not as easy as it sounds. So when this wig came to me, this is exactly how the part was. It's sort of on the left-hand side. So as somebody who puts this wig on and is brushing it out for the first time, I think, gosh, I want to switch this part to the right. I go in, I comb it over to the right, and this is what I get. And then you know what this hair wants to do? It wants to go back to the left, because that's how it was put together, and that's how it was put in the box. So when it goes over to the left-hand side, you can see that is the way the fibers have kind of settled themselves into. But I want it on the right. So this is what we do. Get it parted back where you want it to be and start to bring these fibers over. That's about, I don't know. Let me see if I want it over just a little bit farther. Look at that big poof. This is what so many people talk about. They're like, yeah, right, you can switch a part. This looks crazy. I look like I have a cone head. Yeah, I think that's about where I'm going to want this. Okay, so what I'm going to do then is I got the part where I wanted it to be. I'm going to get a clip and I'm going to clip this over to the side just because I don't want it falling in my eyes. Now, a lot of times you'll hear people say, rub your hands together, get some heat on it, and then just kind of press it onto the wig, and that will help adjust this part. Well, you've seen what this looked like. I would rub my hands together until they caught on fire before I would be able to get this the way I wanted it to be. I'm going to use some heat. Do not be afraid of heat. Now, I'm not talking about heat from a flat iron or a curling iron. I'm talking about like air heat from a blow dryer. You can easily switch and train this wig to go to a different side or in a middle part if you wanted to. I like using, this is my airbrush that I have. I just take the unit off. Now, people have said to me many times, where did I get this unit? Because they think this is what they have to have. You don't. A blow dryer will work. My blow dryer broke. I just never bought a new one because I can use this. Now, I am going to turn this on to like a medium heat, and then I'm going to start to apply it to these fibers and start to get it moved over. The key is once you hit it with the heat, you either then need to hit it with some cool air, or you have to give it a second to dry. Not dry, but cool. And I know some people will do this with a steamer. I horribly failed using a steamer, and I just don't want to do it again. And I think it's harder with the steamer, with, the water shooting out, and I just prefer just putting some warm air onto the wig to help train it what I want it to do. So here we go. Now remember how poofy this was here? I'm going to take my hand and I'm going to kind of gently put some pressure on it. And then I'm just adding the heat to the area. I'm not like holding it in one place. I'm constantly moving it. And this is not super hot air either. Okay. So I'm going to let that cool just for a little bit, and I'm going to take the clip out, and I'm going to show you how quickly these fibers are already trained to go to the right side, or the left side with the right part. There. Now that was pretty darn simple. Didn't have to catch my hands on fire trying to rub them together. And look at how quickly that went over into my other part. That big bump is gone. And it's now where I want it to be. Now, is there a little bit more still here? Yeah, that's cool. Let's go back in and fix it. So I'm going to take my hand and I'm going to get up there where that bump is, and I'm going to put some pressure on it. See how I'm holding that down? And then again, just applying that heat. All right. Let that cool a little bit. Okay, and that's starting to work out of there more and more. That takes like less than 5 minutes to do, and your part is where you want it to be. Now I'm going to pluck out this part just a little bit more. Not much because it looks pretty good, but I am going to pluck it out just a touch more. Now, the other thing that I can do with my bangs to help with keeping those out of my eyes, and again, I have just a little bit of a bump here, and I will just keep putting some heat to it until it's how I want it to be. But I'll also take my bangs, pull them away from my face, and add some heat right here. And what that does is it helps the bangs from falling into my eyes. Let that cool a little bit. And see how that kind of gave it some lift and moved it out of my eyes. I can do the same thing over here with this little piece here. Okay, and there, that gave that a little bit of a lift there on that side. And that is how easy you can modify a part. Or if you have a wig and there is a piece that is just doing something crazy and funky and you don't like it, like maybe there's some box hair up in here or box hair around your hairline, put some heat to it, modify it, adjust it the way you want it to be, and then let the air cool and problem solved. To me, this is so much easier than getting the whole steamer out. The steam, when I did my wig, it was upstaged by Raquel Welch, so a pretty expensive wig. And when I steamed it, it took, sorry, the part of new wigs is when the hair gets in your face. But the steam took all of the movement and the life out of the wig. Like it was just, I probably horribly screwed up steaming. Just never want to do it again. I do not want to ruin a super expensive wig with the steam. Where this heat, it doesn't modify the overall look of the wig like I did with the steamer. These flips right here, this is sort of like some bed box hair right here. I'll just put my attachment on. Oops, sorry, didn't mean to turn that on. I'll just turn my attachment on and I'll go in and I'll just sort of roll this out. And if you want that to flip under, just sort of work it until it starts to flip under for you. You see how that indentation is coming out. And then I could just keep working this and flipping it under. The flip in the back, I would do the same thing. I would just take this around into the back and do it. I can do it on this side. Get that to lay under like that for me. Some more box hair over here. There. So simple, easy, quick. Now, I'm going to say this right now. Some people have heart palpitations when they see my hot airbrush because they say this particular barrel is going to ruin my wigs. I have used this on every one of my wigs. This is not a heat defiant wig. It does not ruin it. I've never had any issues. I would never ever demo me using this on a wig if it did any sort of damage to any of my wigs. In fact, I'm going to tell you, some of my wigs that get crunchy on the ends, when I use this, it's a world of difference. It really, truly softens out my ends and makes them feel kind of silky again. So I know somebody's going to want to comment and say, you're going to ruin your wigs. I guess this is just my personal preference. I'm not saying that this is the hot air brush that you have to use. This is what I use, and I've never had any issues at all with this. I will put the link to this airbrush in the description box, along with all of the information on this wig and the color and stuff and where you can purchase it. And this is Elle by Jon Renau in the color Palm Springs Blonde. There's a piece right here that I'm not sure. I'm going to have to do something with that, but I will fix it. Great wig. Great wig if you're looking for a longer bob style. Be sure to follow me on my channel here on YouTube. Also, make sure you follow me on Rachel's Wig Reforms Facebook page. I will attach that link also in the description box. I do a lot of before and after pictures of my wigs, and that way you can see them there and see the before and after side by side. All right? Well, we will talk with you soon.